Hello, I'm Lara Waldman, the Abundance Activator, author of Money Manifestation Mastery, and today we're going to make friends with failure. How do you feel about failure? I found that the fear of failure is one of the great money blocks when it comes to growing your wealth, when it comes to growing your business and going for what you want. So it's really important that we address this because fear of failure, trying to protect yourself from failure, can create a lot of problems. It can affect your ability to take action. It can affect your ability to put yourself out there. It can affect how you market yourself and so much more. So we really need to address this. And one of the practices is to make friends with failure, which means to expect failure and welcome failure. Now, easier said than done, I know. There is going to be failure. If you are running a business, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are doing something new, if you are doing something that you haven't done before, going for your dreams and taking action into things that you simply have not done, you will experience failure. Pro surfers fail over and over again. They fall off their surfboard over and over again. Pro athletes, miss shots, they make mistakes. The people that are the best at their game still experience failure. So what I hear behind the scenes is people giving themselves a really hard time, beating themselves up, being hard on themselves for failing in their business or for failing when they're trying to take action towards their dreams and making themselves wrong and bad. And this is where you can use the manifestation tools and principles against yourself. They're not designed for that, but I'm hearing this sometimes. I'm obviously not good at manifesting. I've done something wrong, or I'm some kind of failure somewhere, somehow. And my darlings, please know that failure is part of the game. Failure is part of the game. I know it sucks in the moment. It does not feel good. We want the results. We want what we want. And yet, you cannot get away from failure. So the first thing, and in this conversation I want to invite you into, is transforming your relationship with failure, transforming what you believe to be true around failure, and transform then where you are unconsciously or consciously protecting yourself against failure, because this is a huge money block. And if you can find peace with failure, make friends with failure even, you are going to be off to the races. So the first thing to know is that failure is inevitable. It is part of the game. You can't grow without failure. I like to think about babies or toddlers learning how to walk. We don't criticize that toddler when it stands up trying to walk and it falls on the floor. What a failure you are, right? Try harder. What a failure. You just tried to walk and you've fallen over. We say, no, we celebrate. We're like, oh, good, well done. They take their first step. They take a few steps. We're celebrating. Well done, right? And then slowly but surely, they stand up, they take a step, they fall. They stand up, they take a step, they fall. They stand up, it takes 2 steps, they fall, right? When we're watching a toddler learning how to walk and we celebrate every step, and of course, they're going to fall down. Of course, they're going to fail when they're learning how to walk for the first time, right? And yet you don't give the same kindness to yourself when you fail, when you fall down, when you get some kind of kickback. You give yourself generally a hard time. And this is also, normal human behavior, but we need to shift yourself out of this, because what do you do when you fail? What happens to you when you fail? Do you go into a spiral? Do you go into a dark hole? Do you want to give up? Do you give up? Right? What are you making it mean? So I want you to think about when you experience any kind of failure, when you're going towards your dreams, your business, your finances, or other areas of your life, and you get a setback, you experience some kind of failure. What do you make that mean? What stories do you tell yourself around that failure? How are you reacting and responding to that failure? This is the first step, because often your reaction to so-called failure can create a lot of problems for you, can leak a lot of energy, can leak a lot of time, can really affect you being bold and brave and courageous and continuing to take that heart, soul, body aligned action. So become aware of how you're responding, how you're reacting, because if you can clear the reaction, right? It's normal to have a reaction. It's normal to be disappointed, sad, upset, all the things. Give yourself a minute just to feel the feels, but don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there. Then we want to shift and clear the response, shift and clear the reaction so you can get back into the game, because there is information in failure. If you can make friends with failure, you can learn, you can grow, you can find out more things. And this is what can turn you into an innovator, that you learn from failure. And then you might want to share what you learned, share your wisdom from your failure, because through failure, you learn and grow. Through failure, you expand, right? From failure, there is evolution. And we want to avoid this thing called failure, but without it, we don't grow, right? Everything that I do and everything that I've become has come from some kind of failure, some kind of pain, something not working. And then from that, right, I've learned to gather gold, go mining for gold, turn your pain into prosperity. So it's no fun in the moment. I'm with you on that one. Same. I still struggle with it. It's not fun. But once we can clear the initial reaction, clear the initial response, you want to get back into the game and start reviewing, gathering data, being willing to look at the evidence of why has that not worked? Why has this been a failure? What's happened? What's missing? There'll be some missing piece, some missing information, something you didn't know, especially if you're looking at things like sales or marketing or communication. There'll be information, or your finances. There will be missing pieces of information. So if you can come to failure from a relaxed place, make friends with failure, you can start to gather information. And that's how you start to learn. That's how you grow. That's how you strengthen. That's how you develop new tools, new resources, discover new things. And then from that, you're going to want to go and share that and help others with that, right? And hopefully fast track other people's path to learning, to growth, to whatever it is you help people with. So let's make friends with failure. I want to support you to release one of these biggest money blocks, right? How we react and respond and protect against failure, and start to lean into it. Expect failure. Embrace failure. Understand that failure is inevitable and failure will happen. And ideally, you want to be able to receive it completely. Make friends with failure and understand it's part of the game. You're going to fall down over and over and over again, but you're going to stand back up because you're so excited about where you're going and what you're growing into. And this is where having a really clear vision, being really clear on what you want is very important, right? You want to be really clear on what it is you want, where you're going, but understanding you're going to be falling over all the way there, right? You'll become a better walker. And maybe, after that baby learns to walk, then it learns to run, then it learns to skip, then it learns to hop, right? And stop falling over so much, right? But anytime you are expanding out of your comfort zone, anytime you're doing something new, expect failure. Make friends with failure and try to relax into the process as much as possible. So I would love to know what's landing, what's popping from today's conversation. How do you feel about failure? Let's first name it. Let's put it out there. I'd love to hear. Please share in the comments below. And what have you received from today's session? What can you take away? What are the golden nuggets from this conversation around making friends with failure? Please share in the comments below. Let's normalize failure. Let's share it with each other and understand it's all part of the game. Thank you for joining us for today's conversation, Making Friends with Failure. If you've enjoyed today's content, make sure to like the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel to receive my weekly trainings, activations, meditations, and masterclasses. And I want to let you know about some very exciting upcoming events. We have Living Abundance Live in London coming up. And if you can get to London, it would be amazing to meet you there. We are going to have a powerful 2-day event where we are going to be visioning in your next level. We focus on money, manifestation, mastery, taking your 6-figure foundations into multiple 6 figures, your multiple 6 figures into 7 figures, your 7 figures beyond. Wherever you are, we're here to receive you. We're going to be stepping into your wealth creation, transforming your money blocks, rewiring to receive, doing all sorts of amazing energetic tools, energetic play to help you step into your next level. You'll also be networking and connecting with other incredible business owners, entrepreneurs, professionals, and investors. So come and join us. If you can, find out more by the link below. And if you can't make it live in real life, I've got my next online event, which is the Living Abundance Wealth Retreat. That is my next online event, and that's for the global network. That's how we can meet each other all around the world. Similar process, but we connect online. So find out more about those 2 upcoming events. It would be absolutely wonderful to connect with you, to dive even deeper into this work together. It's so much easier doing this together than alone, and I hope to see you there.